Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Plant Path Podcast, your choice of for book reviews and crucial conversations. So today on the show, I have a very important guest here. His name is Chima Charles, but I call him Mamba. We brought you guys G's. Hello, Mamba.
Hello, Tosin. Good evening.
Good
Hi,
evening.
everybody.
Yeah, welcome to the show. And today we want to roast some people. JAMB body. Pablo.
It's crazy what we are seeing online tonight. We are still in streets of Twitter talking about our legends, Whiskey and Davido dragging. All of a sudden, I saw Puja Media post that 1.8 million people wrote JAMB, 1.4 people got below 200.
And as a data analyst, are you not concerned?
Concerned is an understatement, honestly. The
Because
word is
that data is no, let's not even forget about roasting them. That data is a concerning one because we need to make insightful decisions.
because honestly, yeah. As a data analyst now, and you're supposed to draw a dashboard, you will now want to give an average of people that are passed. What average are you going to draw to say these are an average of so people passed when more than 70% of the people actually failed?
Interesting, very, very interesting. I mean, this is a time where we've experienced people get up up to 370 something, 300 something in JAMB. And we expect that more people will get better scores, and this is what we are having now. Honestly,
Exactly.
it is a
I
little
remember, I remember my time. Yeah, I remember my time. We had a
yeah.
lot of people who were 18. I think I got 256. Yeah,
Uh,
256. And when I got 256, that period, my dad was even disappointed.
it
You
was
get?
like that
So
kind
I
of
was
thing.
as
Don't feel like a failure.
if they'll be like, oh, 256. That means you just managed and crossed 200. You just managed and crossed 200, and I got 256. A lot of my friends, I had a very, very good friend of mine back in secondary school. I went to Air Force Comprehensive School, by the way, one of the best secondary schools still. Tomorrow, I will always brag about my
You
secondary
don't show
school.
for body already. You don't do
Yeah,
free advert for them. We dey hear
yes,
you.
I will always brag about my secondary school. Timothy got 300. And then
Wow.
I remember JAMB remarked his grade and they reduced it to like 282. His parents went to almost sue JAMB. I cannot forget this event. So
Mm.
a lot of people were acing JAMB that way.
Mm.
And nowadays, if you manage to even cross 200, you see some parents happy that their children just managed to enter 202, 203. It's really, really amazing, honestly.
Wonder how we got here. First of all, like our topic says, who school help, who book help.
Mm.
You understand? So in your own opinion, I mean, you've been there, done that, finished school. I know we did ALX data analytics together. Shout out to ALX, by the way.
Shout out
Um,
to Alex.
yes, so like I know you do businesses, a lot of businesses, and
Yeah.
so one thing like what can you really people say school help. So what can you pinpoint that is like why do you think academic
Highlight
excellence
of
is
why you
still
should go to
so
school.
important in these days?
Okay, there's actually a lot. A lot of things I know today is because of school. Unless, well, let me use the word education. Let me rephrase that statement. It may not necessarily be the four walls of a school,
Okay.
but education. Do you get?
Yeah.
Because there are some people who may not really have the facilities to go to the four walls of a school, but they still made sure that they got educated and informed. I think that's the problem with these Gen Zs. They don't want to go to school and they don't want to be informed. Do you get? If it's not a trend, then they are not bothered about it. They don't care. A lot of them now, you ask them how many countries are in West Africa. Something I learned in primary 5, they do not know.
They
Do
don't
you
know,
understand?
and they don't
They
want
do
to
not
admit
know.
that they don't know.
And
So
the
where
funny
do
thing
we
is that they
even
don't
start?
know that. Yeah, and the funny thing is that they don't even know that as you grow, these things are things that you may need later in life. Somebody will come and tell me today that all the physics I learned in secondary school and the university, how am I using it today? Hello, the car you drive, physics is applied, but you don't know. Do you
Yeah.
understand? So I don't know how we got here, but it's really scary.
Okay, so I understand that the world has moved in different ways, but at the same time, I also know that as much as the world has moved to tech skills and everything, academic excellence
Yeah,
is still very important because, first of all, I know that people run away from structure these days, but
yeah,
academic excellence gives you some kind of structure in your life, in one's life, and discipline.
true.
Okay, so for
Yeah,
instance, now, we knew, for instance, one very good instance with me, when I was in boarding house, we used to have breakfast by 7 a.m. You know that early morning routine, you wake up, do what you're supposed to
exactly.
do, have breakfast, go to class. Do you know that till date, Mamba, as an adult, today I still had my breakfast around 7 a.m. I still eat breakfast by 7 a.m. I have my lunch around 2, like between 12 to 2, and my dinner before 7 I've eaten, 6, 7, because it's already a routine in my life. If I thought I have to eat again, like later in this evening, I went for my exercise and I got back. I was a little bit. I just wanted to choose something. I chose watermelon. So that structure does a lot of things for me because by 10 a.m., that some Gen Zs that press their phone all through the night, they are just waking up. By that 10 a.m., I've literally done everything I'm supposed to do for the day, essentially. Maybe just things that like meeting by 2, you understand, time specific events. The other things I've done them. So that structure is
Okay.
very, 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 very important.
I think I can also relate to what you were just saying because I also went to a boarding school. Let me
Mm.
shout out again to my alma mater, Efforts Conference School Ibadan. Because I know one way or the other, people who listen to your podcast, there might be someone who actually finished from that secondary school as well.
Exactly.
Since we are data analysts, let's make one thing clear. When we say Gen
Mhm.
Z, we know that there are some people who are in that age range who are actually doing well for themselves, right?
Exactly.
So we're not putting those people into consideration. We're talking about the average Gen Z out there,
Mm.
right? So that somebody who wants to come out for you and come and tell you that, oh, I had a 375 in JAMB, we know you're an outlier. So
Mm.
stay there. We're not talking about you. We're talking about
Exactly.
those ones. We're talking about those typical average Gen Z out there who don't want to study, who are not interested, who
Mm.
don't care, right? I
Mm.
went to a boarding school as well. We
Mm.
had a structure, time to wake up, and funny thing is that till tomorrow, the way we used to lay our beds in school is the same way I still lay my bed
Bro, are you
till now.
telling me?
Till now, like we had a spacing because we used to use two bed sheets. Yeah, every
Mm.
Saturday there was an inspection in our dormitories, so we used to use two bed sheets, white and sky blue. So the white first, then the sky blue over it, and then there was like a demarcation between from the sky blue to the white. So you see the white and then the sky
The
blue. There was a
transition. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you stand at one angle of the room, looking at all the bunks lined up straight, you see that all the beds are lined up the same way. And that measurement is still in my head till now.
Interesting.
So you can imagine what school does for you. Another good thing about even going to, for example, a tertiary institution is you don't just learn your course. Take for example, I study computer science. You don't just learn computer science, you learn other things because you meet people and you learn along the way. These ideas you can bring together to become something for you in the next future. You can decide to start a business just because you met somebody in school that knows the business. Do you understand? Education will now
Exactly.
help you fine tune it because now you
Exactly.
understand. Maybe you studied marketing or you studied banking and finance or something in management. You now understand the concept of management because you are doing the business and you know management as a student. Or you're in
Exactly.
computer science, you now know how to integrate tech in making your life easier. Me and you study data analysis. There is nothing I want to do in this life that I don't one way or the other involve AI in what I do to make life easy
Exactly.
for myself. So
Yeah.
If you don't find yourselves in the space to see these things or make it available to yourself, how do you use them? How do you make life easy for yourself?
So another thing that I find very interesting is the fact that a lot of young people say, I don't like stress. It's stressful. School is stressful. So for me, I would really say to that young person that is evading responsibility and not showing up for themselves and their future, that that stress you're avoiding in school is very good. Do you know what we call it after school? It's called coping mechanisms. Abby, life itself is
Yeah,
very stressful. So when someone that doesn't go through the rigors of those things and evades, avoids, and everything, that person as an adult is like paperweight. But by the time, I'm not saying we should go through unnecessary stress, but even in mental health and in education psychology, we say there is good stress and there is bad stress. Good stress will
yeah,
take you out of your comfort zone. And you understand? For some people, maybe they are subject combination, they are forced to take other courses and everything. It stretches you, and that stretch is very good. Increases your capacity. I've seen a lot of young people that before they went to university, they were mommy's boys. They could literally, or mommy's girls, they literally couldn't do anything for themselves on their own. But they just embrace the challenges in school. Working is hard. Being broke is hard. Going to school is hard.
it's
Staying at
hard.
home is hard. So choose your heart. It's very, very important because as far as all these crews online, I mean, these things are affecting the essential fabric of our society. If young
True. Everybody
people,
wants to be rich quick. Everybody wants to be good, be big quick. But they tend to forget it's this is also, this is also something I've noticed with the, let me use the word, TikTok people.
mm,
Everybody wants to do TikTok now because they see that some people are doing TikTok and they've blown, or they are now influencers or popular,
mm,
and they are getting ambassadorial deals up and down.
mm,
They still
people are
don't know
signing
that
them
these
up.
people, yes, they still don't even realize that even these people that are now influencers and popular on TikTok or social media, there is so much work to be done. There is a lot of work. They didn't just blow overnight. And they have to now do extra work,
Sustain.
keep being relevant.
Mm,
Because if you don't put in the work, you see the way tech is now, the way the technology is making things, we now have access to everything globally. If you don't keep yourself relevant, people will forget about you quickly.
like
So you now even
ASAP.
have to, exactly. So you now have to always be relevant. You have to keep dropping content. See Sabino's drops content every day. He's one of the most hardworking people I know. So
Do you think it's
somebody will
easy
now
to
come and
edit
tell
one
you,
video?
exactly. Somebody will now come and tell you, I want to be as popular as Sabino's. Hello, do you
Are
know
you ready?
how much spends? Are you ready? Are you willing to put in the work? It's not the one that you shoot 2 videos today and say, oh, more you're tired, you can't do this anymore. So there's no shortcut to success actually, unless maybe you want to go the way that we don't want to talk about anyways.
Very, very important. It's important to say that over and over again. And for me, I always say that there's something that is bad in itself. Social media is good. I've met amazing people online, but I'm going to use it in a way that helps me achieve my goals. Nobody is entirely saying never use your phone as a young person, but we're saying apply some discipline to the use of that phone. Apply discipline. Apply discipline. Make sure that in everything you're doing, you're just going back to what is essentially important and not just you understand throwing yourself away in the middle of social media. And I know that these
Yeah.
people are digital natives. They grew up with tech and phones and everything. But one shocking thing that I think that young people haven't realized is the very fact that people forget talent and faith. I mean, I always say that some people sold their bodies because of BlackBerry. Where is BlackBerry now?
BlackBerry is off the market.
Honestly. So if someone wants to live a life based on trends, what's popular, that would be a very, very, very unwise thing to do for young people. I mean, you're smarter than that. You should know better. And if you did not know better, now you know better. And can we also say, did you realize that there are people that maybe we finish school together and now they are doing their PhD or they had a first class. Like doing well in school opens you up to opportunities. Though. Have you seen jobs? Like, have you seen jobs that they will say, if you are not a first class student,
First
don't
class.
apply. I know that.
KPMG,
Huh?
KPMG, for example, if you're not first class or second class upper, don't bother submitting your CV.
There's no need. Because I mean, those things they also tell on the person now. How can you say you went to school and you did not do one or two things? I mean, like what were you doing? Honestly, let's be sincere. So these things are issues that we really need to look at for this young. Like I'm literally, I'm in awe. Honestly, I'm in serious awe that somebody can let their future pass them. Do you know? And we are not young forever. Oh. I remember one time
Exactly.
I used to be like the youngest in the room, literally when I finished school, because I finished quite early. I used to be the youngest in the room. Now, I had like one NYC student texted me today, and she was like, "Ma, good afternoon, ma. I'm like, where is your ma? I beg, go, where is your ma? It's just the sad. It's just the reality. Like, it is just what it is. We are growing, and imagine we started our lives based on facts. Eh? It takes a lot to be great. Like I was thinking about it even when we started to record this podcast. I mean, we are recording by 11:50 p.m. If you told someone younger, like some young people, to say, let's do this, they'll just say no, find 1,000,001 excuses, and just I mean, work ethics. It's it's a
It's
lot.
stress for them.
Yeah.
Any
And
value system.
you know one thing I'm also very weary of. You see a lot of young people, they will say they're having mental health. Hello. I
I,
just
I,
don't.
saw-
Eh?
I saw a tweet that
Mm,
Timaya posted recently.
mm,
Um, how a lady said she can't love anymore. She cannot fall in love anymore. She can't give herself to love anymore, and she's just 21. And Timaya wrote something about, it's not verbatim, but he said something about, you're 21 and you've already been in 4 relationships. Like, what are you
whoa.
doing with your life?
That's
Like,
the truth.
it's the trend. It's the
Like
trend.
we
And
don't want to sound
the funny thing is
judgy,
that,
but it's the very truth,
yeah,
really. It's what's happening.
funny thing is this, yeah, especially when it comes to this particular topic, I
Mm,
I happen to know, due to the type of things I do, I happen to know a lot of people,
mm,
and there are a lot of girls in this, on this
time.
table, a
Mm,
lot of them. And funny thing is that they will tell you themselves that I'm old enough, like 17, 18, and they are not looking around their peers, yeah. They are not looking around 18, 19, 20, 21 to even, if you want to try that, they are not
mm.
looking at that. They'll be looking for guys 25, 26. Like, I really do not understand. And
Sometimes I
the
blame the
funny thing,
guys that did them as well
funny
too.
thing they do not know is that people who are around that 25, 26 age would come, use you, you look very innocent, play you the way they want, and then drop you. You go again to the next one and tell yourself that that is all you want. You don't follow small boys. You follow the big boys that you followed. And then in the space of 1 year, you've dated two people. In the space of 2 years, which means
Oh,
from 16 to 18, you've dated four people. So by the age of 21, you're already having a body count of what? Six? Seven?
it,
It's very
very,
terrible.
very, very, very,
Very,
very, very, very
energy
interesting.
that you should have used in personal growth and personal development. I really do not.
Very, very interesting. I think for me, the point of this podcast is like a solemn assembly for young people to say, you know what, guys, we understand that you're digital natives, but Sometimes I think that Gen Zs try to prove a point. Like, they will leave the real issue and not try to start proving a point, arguing with adults and everything. See, fades will die. Like, you need to see celebrities in Nigeria that died, like, that nobody even remembers them now. So don't live your life based on fads, what's popular. Like, really focus on yourself and say, what kind of life do I really want to live as a person? What kind of life do I want to live? And work your way into that life. Like financial, I mean, when people say things like they have to maybe sleep with a man for money, I it doesn't make sense because we do runs to get money so you can buy clothes to do more runs. What a life! Oh, yeah, it doesn't
What
make sense. Like that money you think that somebody can give you, that person is destroying your future. Especially for the ladies, that's your own money you think you're making. That person is destroying you. Like just sit down, determine the type of life you want to live, and have a routine for yourself. If you feel jam, yeah, maybe it was a good thing that you also feel, so that you can call yourself to order and say what kind of life. Edit your friends. Like that one very, very, very important. Like that friendship cannot be overestimated because you cannot be working with 10 people that are not in school, are not trying, they are doing yaga yaga online, and you just expect that you will still go to school. So I think that part of editing friends is one very important thing that we should be honest to, because I've had young people that have counseled, maybe that have counseled that one of the things that really helps them is really is just choosing their friends wisely. It's
true?
it's very helpful. Very helpful. And even as a society, okay, so I know that JAM, why I know WAEC is quite strict and everything, like the process is quite strict and yes, and computerized or somehow computerized, and you can't like malpractice that another person will come and write for you. You can't really do
Yeah.
that, you understand? But even as such, you see parents that still try to circumvent the system. They will find a way to find special center for their children. But it's harder with JAM these days, like it's harder. So you see someone that has very good biology results, that is obviously not their real, it's a real test of their ability. Then when they now get to JAM, they will not feel very well.
Now flop.
Exactly. And then post UTME is now worse because that's the real deciding factor to separate the wheat from the chaff. So in my opinion, I really think that even as teachers, we have and parents, there's a lot to be done. Like a lot of, like I know that yes, don't stress your kids too much, but sometimes parents these days, especially these millennial parents, and some of them even need they still need to go and train them again in their house. So imagine that because the father and the mother and the child they need training, you grab. So as a society is something that we need to pay attention to. Um, people, especially people that have all these tutorials and stuff that they are
Yeah.
doing expo or special center is something we need to really work on, because if I was a student, I mean, if I was young and stupid, literally, I'm sorry to you say that if I was young and unwise, I mean, and I know that my school is going to give us dubs during work, so why should I really read?
Exactly.
There's no point reading, no, and it will I mean, you just pose a lot of things, and it comes. It's not for me. This maybe because it's my field, education, data. This is not a point to even joke about. It's really everybody to Yoruba people will say, put your software, put your brain down, and really ask yourself, "Shay, am I acting correct like this?" Like, and just reevaluate and realign, because we can't continue like this. So we're gonna have it worse if this thing continues.
We honestly cannot.
That's like 80% of who that wrote the exam failed.
Hmm. if I quickly do the maths, you'll be amazed as to how much of them really
You,
it's really scary.
it is. Do you know that recently a young person in my circle was having an exam, and I now told her, I was like, "Oh, are you sure you would not like to take some time to read? Because you've got exams tomorrow, and you are literally still posting." You understand? Maybe it's me that is, you understand? Do you know, like, low key, this person actually kind of like dissed me. Like, no, I've read and everything.
Yeah.
So I was like, so you actually have an exam and you're saying you have read. Like, who are you? What did you read? I just kept quiet. Then this weekend I was not asking for the results of the exam. B, A, C, C. You grab. I mean, is it hard that you're having an exam and you leave your phone for some time?
I remember back in school doing night classes just to make sure that we cover up, you know, for exams that are forthcoming, especially the ones that we know that are very difficult. I remember in my 200 level, there's a course we call ODE, ordinary differential equation.
Mm,
No sleep, just because we already had that back of our minds that this course is a very difficult course. And I was telling myself I was going to ace that course. I had to be sure that I was going to get an A.
mm,
So everybody is different, anyways. And again, I think it's background. I think
mm.
background really also, um,
How?
affects the the decision. Where I come from, we are big on education. We are really big on education. I remember one time in my secondary school, I got I think I got an award, best in music and
Mm,
best in PhD. I took it home. I showed my dad, and it was like, your mates are getting best in maths and English. They are showing me best in music. So there's always this push, right? There's
mm,
always this push to, you know, want to do more.
mm.
And I just that's why for me, continuous learning is a forever thing for me. Forever thing
Interesting.
for me. So I wake up in the morning, I go to YouTube, I go to learn something new, either in tech, just random research, history, something new that I do not know. So I
Mm.
wonder why. Then when you now come out and then you're speaking, they'll be like, this Baba knows something. No, it's
It
not
doesn't
that
jump on anybody's head.
no, I want to know. Why is it hard for you to not want to know? If you ask
Uh-huh.
any of them, if ask any of the Gen Zs this night that, hey, what's happening on Twitter today? All of them, there's no one that wouldn't be able to tell you. As a matter of fact, they must have even fought. A friend must have fought with another friend because one is a Davido's fan and one is a Whiskey's fan this night. But
Interesting.
you go back now and ask them, tell me about the pyramid of Giza.
Mm.
It's a no-no. So it takes a whole lot. It's really a whole lot. First of all, I think mindset needs to change.
Okay.
They need to
Yeah, I think this is a good
maybe
time to give a
yes,
word as we round up. Let's
yeah,
give a word for Gen Z. So yeah, we're enjoying what you're saying, please.
yeah. So education system first of all needs to be reformed. I think maybe they need to tweak it to be more interesting or to be more attractive to
Okay.
the Gen Z because they are
Okay.
so very logical. You tell them
Learning
is what happens
styles
to
and
your
presentation of
yes,
materials
learning
and all.
style. Exactly. Probably that will help. Probably that will help to
Mm,
make it easier for them to want to be interested in learning.
mm. And
Besides
feel
that,
okay. I'm listening.
besides that, I really do not know how to, you know, improve their learning because if you're around me, there's no how. You must be big on school. My
Mm.
staffs at work, I texted her this night. I said, I'm waiting for your result tomorrow. I want to see your
I saw
result.
that on your WhatsApp.
Yes, I told her, I said, I'm waiting for your result. And there are two. So tomorrow, after my own work tomorrow, at the end of the day, when I get back to the store, I will just ask them, madams, oh yeah, your result. So
Interesting.
if
So as
if,
you guys have
if you
heard
don't,
Mamba say, Chima Charles, as you've heard
yeah,
him say, please ensure that um we do our best to reform the education sector. And for me, my own word will go to parents, teachers, and to schools. That this is a real problem. We should not cover these kids up or try to find a way to maybe buy them fake results next year. We should ensure that we are helping them to take responsibility for their life and for at least they say they are old now. They claim they are old and wise. So please, as you're old, as you're growing up, as you know a lot of things, make sure that your education is not lagging behind. Take responsibility for your life, and you'll be glad you did. This is where we wrap it up on the show. Thank you so much for joining us, and make sure you
Thank
listen to
you for
previous
having
episodes
me.
and share with other people as well.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mamba. Fire, there is fire on the mountain.